that Spin Me Round here in Easton, Pennsylvania. Just in there, picked up a couple things, so let's see what I got. Greetings, y'all. I'm out here in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. And on my way up here, I decided to stop at Spin Me Round Records in Easton, Pennsylvania. They used to be in, I think it was Phillipsburg, New Jersey, I think. I went to that store a couple of years ago. It was in a mall that had seen better days. The store was great and active, but the mall was just one of those malls that, like most of the stores, I'd say probably 75% of the stores were empty, and you'd walk around there and it was like a ghost town, you know? And I think when I went, it was even a Saturday, and it was like there was nobody there. So it was kind of depressing. But then the Spin Me Round moved to another mall over the border in Pennsylvania, in Easton, Pennsylvania. So when I stopped there yesterday, it was nice to see not only the stores really nice and set up well, just like that previous one, and doing well, but the mall was like very active, lively. I mean, maybe there was a store that wasn't filled, but it seemed like every store was filled and open. There were people around, and this was like on a Monday afternoon. It wasn't even a weekend or whatever. So it's nice to see they're in this environment that's probably much better than where they had been. So it's a good store. They have a pretty prominent presence, tongue twister, on YouTube and Instagram and all that. They always post videos of stuff, you know. They're pretty goofy and silly or fun to check out. I'll put a link below to their store, and you can check out some of their videos, what they have in stock and such. So I went there. It was like 2 days after record store day, or the first record store day for 2021. And I was hoping to get the Who Face Dance's 40th anniversary release, but it was sold out. They were all gone. And you know, I've been debating whether I want to pick that up or not anyways. It's like it's up towards $40. And I have the Warner Brothers release of Face Dances, so it's kind of just one of those things, like, you know, I'm not really sure I need to buy it, but if it were there in store, I'm sure I would have bought it, but it wasn't, so I kind of am right now still debating it. By the time you see this, I may have picked it up, who knows. But anyways, so let's just see what I picked up at Spin Me Round. From 1997, we get Inspector 7 and the Infamous. This is a band that is kind of, ska and the horns and that upbeat tempo, you know. I believe they're from New Jersey. I'm almost positive they're from New Jersey. I remember hearing the song Regret, you know, maybe in 2005 or 6 or something like that, and really liking it. And I'd never picked up anything by the band, and it's funny because a good friend of mine, Casey, has become the drummer of this band. He went on tour with them. I think they played in South America somewhere, some crazy big show, but obviously right now they're kind of on hold because of the pandemic. But really good. If you like ska and you have not heard of this band, you should check this out. A lot of good tracks on here. Maybe about half of it's instrumental. Some of the tracks that I really dig on here, obviously I mentioned Regret, which is just an awesome tune. Sharky 17 is really good. Cookin', Channel 7, Big Slices, Melody d'Amour, Sia is really good. They got a kind of funny tune on here called Popeye that's kind of cool. It's if you read the lyrics, it's kind of funny, but and they're in the book, and there's some pictures there. Like I said, this is a really good album. I don't know why it took me so long to pick this up, and it was just not even something I was looking for. I was just kind of going through the wall, this huge wall at Spin Me Round. It's just all their CDs against the wall there, and it's just massive. And I sort of started right on the punk section. This was in the punk section, and saw it and was like, oh man, it wasn't too bad. It was like maybe $5, which is pretty good for this. It's in great condition, so definitely check them out if you're into ska, if you've never heard of them. worth it for sure. From 1989, we get The Replacements and Don't Tell a Soul on vinyl. I was kind of late to getting into The Replacements. I think this album is when I got into them. I remember there was a couple of tracks at my college radio station that I would play, not from this album. I think it was The Ledge and Alex Chilton, and I would play them and really dug that, and then got into this album, picked this up. I think originally I got the CD of this from one of those record clubs that I was in, you know, BMG or Columbia, one of them. But it's a really good record. I know that, I don't know when it was, like a year or 2 years ago, they put out like a new version of this called Dead Man's Pop. I guess Paul Westerberg was never happy with the production of this album, the sound, so they put out Dead Man's Pop, and that was supposed to be closer to what the album, what they wanted it to be. And I heard a few tracks from that, and I mean, you know, it sounded okay, but I'll be honest, I still kind of prefer this. The stuff that I heard, I didn't hear the whole thing, but the songs that I heard from Dead Man's Pop, I think I still preferred this version. I guess this version's, you know, I guess got a little bit more of a, you know, polished sheen to it, or whatever you want to call it. But, you know, this album's full of some great tracks, and they don't list them on the back, but on the inner sleeve. And I remember this was one of those CDs that used to drive me nuts because it's not on the CD, they're not listed on the back either. But they're inside the book, and you have to kind of like open the book to just kind of see like what's the name of the song. But I really like this album a lot through and through, and that's why I decided to pick it up there. Kicks off with Talent Show, which is awesome. Back to Back, We'll Inherit the Earth, Aching to Be, which I think was released as a second single. Asking Me Lies is my favorite tune on this album. I'll Be You, which was a single and actually got into the top 100, Hot 100. I think it's the only time they were in the Hot 100 with a single. I think it got to like 51. Darlin' One ends the album, which is really good. Rock and Roll Ghost is on there too, it's really good. But good album, and this is on clear. This is the first record I've ever picked up that's on clear vinyl. It's kind of wild. You know, I mean, I've seen color vinyl that's kind of see-through, but never clear. It's kind of cool like that. But a good record. I really like this one. And I'm happy to add it to the collection. I'm sure some of you will disagree with my assessment that I like this better than the Dead Man's Pop, because I saw a lot of people really kind of raving about how much better that album is, the new version. But I'm sticking with the original, I guess you could say, whether Paul Westerberg likes that or not. Like he cares. But so that's it. I just picked up those two at Spin Me Round. They have lots and lots of good stuff. They have a big old selection of like $1 bins of CDs, and then under all the vinyl bins, there's, you know, a cheap vinyl down there and too. But it was just a little too much. I just didn't want to go digging through. I spent so long looking through the whole CD rack that with the vinyl, I just couldn't, you know, bring myself to start digging through all those bins as well. And you know, we'll see. Maybe I picked up the Who Face Dance's 40th. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Who knows? We'll find out some other time. But thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe and all that, and definitely let me know your opinion on the Replacements record and the comparisons between the two versions. And if you like Inspector 7, by all means, when they get back out on the road, go check them out and say howdy to my friend Casey. We'll see you next time. Later.